Audrey Adams, Fire Rescue International in Denver, Colorado. And as you can see behind me is a big truck. And standing beside me is a man with big plans for this big truck. It's called the Minuteman, and my guest is Greg Blanchat, who is the president of Blanchat Fire Rescue.
Oh, you can come up with this a big truck?
Well, you know, I know. Well, it's really a little truck with incredible possibilities. Now, I'm going to try to keep up with Greg because we have a lot to show you. Tell us about the Minuteman.
Okay, the Minuteman is a true interface truck. What makes it an interface truck is the people out in the country. The city has moved to the country. They need the same protection as you do in the city, but it has a different requirement. We don't have a hydrant system. The terrain is rougher. Our calls are different. We could have a call that causes a car wreck dispatched to us. The car wreck could have started a wildland fire, which is now turned into a structure fire, or vice versa. So no matter what this call is, we have to handle the call. And we got to put the equipment on this truck to set it up. Also, in the rural areas, it's usually a volunteer fire department that we're working with. The number one problem in a rural volunteer fire department is, number one, is staffing, the people that are out there. A number two issue is we got to be user friendly, because this isn't our job out here. It's our job when we get called, but it's not an everyday job. So our training is very lax. In a high tense situation, it's very hard to remember what to do. This is a very technical institution when you get to fighting fire and your life is on the line and another individual's on the line, plus your property. So we're in the process of trying to make it simple. We're always looking for a better way. No matter what, there's a better way to build this truck. And the equipment we put on this truck is wildland interface, swift water, high angle structure, automobile wrecks, whatever.
All right. You've got a lot going on, so we want to show everyone as much as we possibly can. So I'm going to follow you, Greg.
Okay, at first here, we're going to start with this area here. We call it a bat ROPS. That stands for Blanchat Apparatus Transverse Rollover Protection. The difference we have in here, the truck is designed to pump and roll because we have a fast wildland moving fire. Also the protection of the firefighter. He's exiting trucks like on a car wreck. He's going into traffic. He walks behind this truck, and we've had firemen killed or their legs trimmed up. You know, if you're behind that truck and you're in a collision, you're a piece of meat between two pieces of steel. We want to get you out of the danger zone fast. He comes up through here into this area here. He operates his pump, his CAF system, his generator system. He evaluates his scene. He sets up his post, extends his lights, whatever the scenario is, and starts. If it's a wildland fire, he's basically putting on his harness, firing up his pump to start fighting the fire. The part up here, basically there's some more wildland, what sprays in here. The equipment you're seeing in here, all this equipment is basically for the scenarios we get into. For instance, wildland, swift water, rescue, all across there. What our scenario is. Come on around here so you see the pump. This right here is, we call it a bless system. You lift the emergency stabilizing system. We're going over a cliff, trying to pull you back up on there, over the edge of a bridge. Pick up an automobile that's on the ground, pick it up, get you out from underneath of it, stabilize it, get you out of it. As a rule, we don't want to move anything. We want to take it off of you, unwrap it around you. So we got to be able to move it. Sometimes everybody knows what this is. That's our jaws of life. There's a lot of situations we can use this tool faster. So we got to set our tools up. We're looking how fast we can set it. This in here, this part is my structure fire, my SCBAs, my foam system, my positive pressure, my cribbing, my backboards. The equipment, it's got to be carried in this truck. We have to be able to handle the situation. Also, the safety, user-friendly, and handle the situation very functionally. The CAF system, I can put out more fire with this truck with 400 gallons because we actually take that 400 gallons and make it into shaving cream, which basically covers up the fire, covers up the fuel and separates it. I will put out more fire with 400 gallons of water than you will with 4,000 gallons of water. Also, the EPA is becoming a big issue on this deal. We pump 1,000 gallons of water. On 1,000 gallons of water, you basically are only going to use maybe 5% is where actually it's going to go to steam that converts, that actually puts out the fire. The other 950 gallons of water runs down the stream. What's in that water? We're carrying our carbons, our hydrocarbons, the fuels, the chemicals. We're going to have to contain it. CAFS does not do that. It stays there. We never lose it. So that's a big issue. This truck carries a lot of punch when it comes into firefighting part of it. That's the structure side of this thing. We got to stretch our water. We don't have a hydrant system, so we've got to stretch it out there. I see some fire departments, you get out in the desert, they have so little, they'll throw dirt. They don't have any water, but you save your water for when you really do need it. Oh, you have a wildland fire, it's caused a lot of smoke, now we have an accident. It was a wildland fire, now it is. Okay, protection of it. Property in here, the CAFS system. We got our lime stent there. We're going to coach your buildings to protect your property, exposure. So we want to protect all that, go after it.
You are certainly passionate about your Minuteman truck. Why are you so passionate?
Basically, it is something that I call it, designing this truck is when I get into a situation that I cannot handle. I go back and figure out how to eliminate this situation. It might be color coding your lines, or it's always something, or my life gets put into danger. How I got into this thing, I was almost killed thrown off of the truck. I've suffered from heat stress and heat stroke. I wasn't supposed to survive it, but I came out. It was caused by a situation, so I've gone back and redesigned the truck because of the situation that caused me for this to happen, to eliminate this problem. Look, the guys out there, this is their job. This is doing their community a favor. The volunteers, I'm talking about volunteers. Even your full-time department, they're putting their lives on the line. And I tell everybody, look, when we leave the station here, that means somebody's having a bad day. They got a real bad day, and we're out there trying to eliminate their bad day. It's not us have part of the day bad too. So we've got to be able to handle in a safe situation and get the situation taken care of. I'm looking for it. I guarantee you there's a better way to do this. We will find it as it comes. Oh, I run in like you. What happened to you? I'm always looking. Why? That's the reason I'm a fireman. It's a situation I've got into. I'm full-time, different departments and stuff. I go out and do training, and I'm always looking what's going on. The situation's changing continuously. I'm looking for the safety of our firemen and then to handle the community. Number one on my issue is the firemen. I want to take care of my people and my people going out there. After that, then I want to take care of the person that's having a bad day and try to help them out and stop this situation so nobody else has a bad day.
All right, tell us about your logo. It says, "When you walk where the devil dances."
Put it in there. Okay, where that logo comes out, if you're going to walk where the devil dances, that means we're in a bad situation. You better have the equipment to handle the situation, or you're going to get burnt or you're going to get hurt bad. So you better, that's the reason we put it in there. It's kind of funny, my wife said, that is not a complete sentence. And I said, well, it's not supposed to be a complete sentence. It's basically you better have Blanchat equipment if you're going to walk where the devil dances on there. You better have a piece of equipment that you trust, you know how to use it, and it's going to work every time you pull it off there. That's the reason there's certain systems. I refuse to put some systems on my truck. 5 years ago, I refused to put the CAFS system on my truck. Since I found the row equalizer, man, I'm passionate about it because it works and it works very well. I can retrofit your existing equipment. You can have a truck in your department. You don't have the money to buy a new truck. I can take your truck and retrofit that truck and put a CAFS system for half the price that you could if you was buying a new truck. I'm not counting buying a truck. I'm just counting the cost of putting it in a CAFS system. A lot of CAFS systems on these big trucks are $60,000. I can put it on there for around $30,000. Retrofit the truck. It depends how your truck is set up, what you're going into. I am out to help my brother firemen. That's what I'm after. I'm continuously looking for that. I see a lot of people out there that don't care. That's my passion behind it, and that's what gets me so mad sometimes is I see stuff out there, it's just being put out there to sell, period. They don't really know why they're selling it. me, take me apart. Tell me why I did, ask me why I did something. If you want to, I can sit here for a day explaining every bent piece on this truck, every piece of equipment. Why did I arrange it like this? What works for you doesn't work for me. That's when I go into your fire department and I try to evaluate what are you wanting to do. Then after I find out what you want to do, then I'm going to try to give you more bang for your buck so it continuously goes further for you. All I want is a brush truck. Okay, you got the pump. Let's make it a quick response. And after you go back and talk to the fire department and said, okay, if you was going to do this today, what would you change on this truck? I'd leave it alone. No. The question is, you haven't bought this truck yet. What would you change? What would you make different? Oh, in that case, I would da-da-da-da. Well, that's where you design a good truck. You know, I always go back to my people after they own the truck. What would you change? What would you do different? And everybody's response is usually, I wouldn't change a thing. And I go, no, back up. That's why I keep going after and hammering. Sometimes the justification, the cost does not justify what they're trying to achieve. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if it has a reason behind it, I'm going to go back and look, and can I straighten this out?
Like I said, you're passionate about what you do. We've been speaking with Greg Blanchat about his Minuteman truck, which is right over there. I can't thank you enough for showing us the many features that this truck has to offer. I cannot believe still that all of this will fit in there. But I understand we can...
When you come back, when the show's over, it will be packed out and we'll drive home. It will come, it'll go in there and it'll go in there. The main thing on that is it will go in there, it's designed, it pulls off according to how we need it. That, you know, it isn't just thrown in the truck. There's a reason for it. It's kind of like if I grab a hold of that SCBA and put it on, that means I'm going into a structure. My Halligan tool's right there, my quickie saw's right there, my pike pole, my axes, my positive pressure fan, my rescue, if I go to that, you know, it's designed, it's laid out. Everything's laid. It's got a reason behind it.
And that's what we're seeing here at this conference being held in Denver. We are seeing that technology, design, and passion are really fueling the solutions for our first responders. I'm Audrey Adams. Stay tuned because guess what? Yep, we've got more.